If you have an Etsy shop selling digital products and you're waiting until October or November to start creating your holiday listings, I want you to stop doing that. One of the biggest mistakes I see digital product sellers make is creating products based on what people are buying right now instead of thinking ahead to what people are going to be searching for and purchasing over the next several months. And when you're selling digital products, you actually have a huge advantage because you don't have to worry about manufacturing, inventory, or shipping times. But that doesn't mean you can necessarily create a product the day before a holiday and expect it to immediately take off. Your listing still needs time to get discovered. It needs time to get indexed in Etsy search. Ideally, it needs time to start getting impressions, clicks, favorites, and sales before the season reaches its peak. So if you want to maximize your Q4 sales, you need to be creating products ahead of the season instead of waiting until the season is already here. I'm going to walk you through exactly what I would be creating in an Etsy digital product shop from the end of July through the end of the year, so you can plan your production calendar instead of constantly wondering what you should be making next. Let's start with where we are right now, the end of July. At this point, I would be focusing on two main opportunities, back to school and Halloween. Back to school is obviously already happening for a lot of families. So if you have products that are quick to create and can be listed immediately, this is still an opportunity to take advantage of. But I would not spend the entire rest of July trying to build an enormous back to school collection because the next major seasonal opportunity is already approaching. That is Halloween. The end of July is when I would want to start getting my first Halloween products live. Not because everyone is already shopping for Halloween, but because you want your listings available before the majority of shoppers start actively searching and planning. You want to be building that catalog early rather than trying to launch your first Halloween product in the middle of October and hoping it immediately gets visibility. For back to school, I would focus on products that solve very specific problems rather than automatically assuming you need to create a massive planner or a giant bundle. Think about what parents, students, teachers, and homeschool families are actually trying to organize as the school year begins. Those specific problems can often become much simpler digital products that are faster to create and easier for a customer to understand. For Halloween, I would start with products related to parties, activities, entertaining, classrooms, and seasonal events. And one thing I really want you to understand is that you do not need to come up with a completely different idea for every single listing in your shop. Let's say you create one Halloween party game. That doesn't have to be the end of the idea. You can create different versions for different audiences, create related games and activities, and then eventually bundle several of those products together. So instead of constantly starting from zero and trying to come up with a brand new product every day, you can build an entire product ecosystem around one seasonal event. That's a much more efficient way to create a larger catalog. Moving into August, I would continue building out Halloween, but I would also start shifting into fall and Thanksgiving. This is where I would really start thinking about the entire fall shopping season instead of just the next holiday. August is a good time to expand your Halloween products and begin creating fall-themed products that are not necessarily tied to one specific holiday. You can also start creating Thanksgiving products during this month because, again, you do not want to wait until November to begin building your Thanksgiving catalog. This is one of the biggest mindset shifts I want you to make when it comes to seasonal products. You should not be asking, what are people buying today? You should be asking, what are people going to start planning for soon? People don't necessarily wake up on Thanksgiving morning and decide they suddenly need a Thanksgiving planner. They may start thinking about hosting, planning meals, organizing activities, sending invitations, or preparing for gatherings weeks or even months earlier. So by the end of August, I would want my Thanksgiving products to be either already live or actively being finished and prepared for launch. Then we move into September, and this is where I would really start transitioning into Christmas. The first part of September can still be dedicated to Thanksgiving, especially if you have products that need to be finished, expanded, or turned into bundles. But by the second half of September, I would be heavily focused on Christmas products. And when I say Christmas products, I don't just mean Christmas decorations or generic holiday printables. I would be thinking about all of the different problems people have during the Christmas season. People need to plan their shopping. They need to track gifts. They need to budget. They need to organize parties and meals. They need to buy gifts for different people in their lives. They need activities for their kids. They need products for their businesses. This is why I think Christmas can be such a strong season for digital products. There are so many different customer needs happening at the same time. You have the person planning a family Christmas party. You have the parent trying to keep track of gifts. You have the teacher looking for classroom activities. You have the business owner preparing holiday promotions. You have someone looking for a last-minute digital gift. And all of those people may be searching for completely different products. So rather than thinking of Christmas as one category, I would think of it as an entire collection of smaller customer problems that you can solve. By the end of September, I would want the core Christmas products in my shop. They don't all have to be perfect, and you can absolutely continue adding to the collection later, but I would not want to reach October with no Christmas inventory at all. October should be more about expanding, improving, and optimizing your Christmas catalog. This is when I would start creating more variations of products that are already working, adding bundles, improving your listing images, and thinking more specifically about who the customer is. For example, instead of only thinking about a general Christmas gift product, you can start thinking about products for specific recipients. Gifts for teachers, gifts for coworkers, gifts for parents, gifts for grandparents, gifts for children, and so on. The more specifically you understand the customer and what they are trying to accomplish, the easier it becomes to create products that feel relevant to them. I would also spend October thinking about Christmas hosting and business-related products. Small business owners are also preparing for the holiday season, and they need social media graphics, promotional materials, email templates, sale graphics, and other marketing assets. This is a category that I think a lot of digital product sellers overlook because they only think about selling to individual consumers. But other business owners are also shoppers, and they are often looking for digital products specifically because they need to create things quickly. By the time you reach the end of October, I would want the majority of my Christmas catalog finished. November is when I would start shifting away from constantly creating brand new products where you can take individual products and turn them into larger bundles. You can create gift-focused collections. You can improve your thumbnails and listing images. You can make sure your best products are easy to find and easy to understand. And then, of course, you have Black Friday and Cyber Monday. If you sell products for other business owners, this is a great opportunity to create products that help them promote their own sales. But you can also create your own promotional materials for your Etsy shop and use the holiday shopping season as an opportunity to drive more traffic and sales. Another thing I would focus on in November is last-minute digital products. This is one of the major advantages of selling digital products. You don't have to worry about a package arriving on time. Someone can purchase a printable game, a digital planner, a gift certificate, a coupon book, or another instant download product very close to the actual holiday and still use it immediately. So while you want to create your seasonal products early, digital products also give you the ability to continue selling to last-minute shoppers. Toward the end of November, I would start shifting my production focus toward New Year's in January. And this is where I see a lot of people wait too long. They wait until January 1st to start creating their January products. But by that point, you want your products to already be available. In December, I would continue selling Christmas products, especially products that are useful for last-minute shoppers. But I would also be creating and launching products for the new year. This is when people start thinking about goals, planning, budgeting, organizing, habits, health, fitness, business growth, and getting their lives in order. You don't necessarily need to wait until January to start listing these products. In fact, I would want many of them available before January 1st, because that is when people begin searching for them. And that brings me to the overall strategy I would use for Q4. I would not recommend creating hundreds of completely unrelated products just because they are seasonal. Instead, I would build product ecosystems. For example, let's say you decide to focus on Halloween. You could create a Halloween invitation, a party game, a scavenger hunt, an activity pack, and then a bundle that combines several of those products. Now you have multiple listings that are related to the same customer and the same seasonal event. You can use that exact same strategy for Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and even evergreen niches throughout the year. This is much more efficient than sitting down every day and asking yourself, what random digital product should I make today? Instead, you can choose a customer, identify what they need, and then create multiple related products that solve different problems for that same customer. I also would not recommend making your entire Etsy shop seasonal. If I were building a digital product shop, I would want a combination of evergreen products, seasonal products, and some products that allow me to experiment with trends or new ideas. That way, you can take advantage of seasonal shopping opportunities without having a shop that completely stops selling once the holiday season is over. So, if you're starting at the end of July, your production calendar should look something like this. Right now, you should be focused on finishing any quick back-to-school opportunities, getting your first Halloween products live, and beginning to think about fall. In August, you should be expanding Halloween, creating fall products, and beginning Thanksgiving. In September, you should be finishing Thanksgiving while moving heavily into Christmas. October should be focused primarily on Christmas expansion, gift-related products, and preparing for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. November should be focused on selling, bundling, optimizing, and creating products for last-minute shoppers while beginning to think about New Year's. And in December, you should be transitioning into New Year's and January products before January actually arrives. The biggest thing I want you to take away from this is that you should not be creating products when the customer is already desperate for them. You want to be creating products when the customer is beginning to think about needing them. That gives your listings more time to get in front of shoppers, and it gives you more time to build out an actual product catalog instead of constantly feeling like you're behind. So if you're watching this at the end of July and you're thinking, I haven't started my Q4 products yet, don't panic. You're not too late, but I would start now. Choose a seasonal event, choose a specific customer, think about the problems that customer is going to have, and then start creating products that solve those problems. You do not need to create everything at once, and you do not need to create hundreds of products before you can make sales. And that is how you give yourself the best opportunity to maximize your Q4 sales. If this video was helpful, make sure to like and subscribe so you get notified as soon as another one drops.